Your word becomes law the moment you recognize that the universe is not moved by pleading, nor shifted by fear, nor awakened by hesitant whispers. It is moved by command. You were never designed to beg life for what already belongs to you. You were designed to decree, to declare, to announce your good with the authority of one who walks under divine law. The moment you stop bargaining with destiny and begin commanding it, the invisible world rises to attention. Forces rearrange, doors open, delays dissolve, because the universe does not respond to desperation, it responds to certainty. You must understand this truth as revelation, not concept. Your voice is a creative instrument, not a cry for mercy. Every word you speak is a seed thrown into the unseen field, where it multiplies according to the power behind it. When you speak with fear, you plant weeds. When you speak with doubt, you plant shadows. But when you speak with command, holy, unwavering, immovable command, you plant the very oak tree of destiny, rooted so deep that no circumstance can uproot it. Say aloud now, with full force, I do not beg, I command, my word is divine decree. This is not arrogance, this is alignment. This is the restoration of your spiritual identity. The moment you step into the rightful position of creator instead of victim, the cosmos stops behaving like an obstacle and begins acting like an assistant. Everything you seek begins to seek you. Everything you desire begins desiring you. Everything that was delayed begins racing toward you as if summoned by a trumpet. Because it was. Your word was the trumpet. Your declaration was the signal. Your voice was the activation. Begging lowers your vibration. Command elevates it. What you chase runs. What you claim arrives. The universe is wired to obey a voice that knows itself. Divine law is compelled to honor a soul that speaks from authority. Nothing in creation can resist the one who declares the end from the beginning. Nothing can deny the one who speaks as if the promise is already fulfilled. Nothing can block the one who announces their victory before it manifests in the physical world. Speak now. I call forth the money that belongs to me. I summon the opportunities prepared for me. I command the doors that carry my name to open. Do not ask for wealth as if it is outside you. Do not pray for abundance as though it is unaware of your existence. Your abundance has been waiting in the wings, listening for one thing: the moment you step into your power and claim it without hesitation. Wealth does not answer weakness, it answers boldness, it answers conviction, it answers divine authority. Life is not withholding from you. You have been whispering when you were meant to roar. You have been negotiating when you were meant to declare. You have been apologizing for wanting more when heaven already wrote more into your blueprint. In 2026, the ones who rise will be the ones who speak with prophetic force, not emotional pleas. The ones who ascend will be the ones who treat their words like royal commands, not fragile wishes. This world is shifting, and the spiritually timid will be swept away by their own hesitation. But the spiritually awakened, the ones who speak with fire, with certainty, with divine identity, will walk into a level of manifestation that others will call miraculous. There is no miracle, only law, and law obeys your word. Declare this truth into the atmosphere: my word shapes my world. My decree reshapes my destiny. I speak, and creation responds. You are not here to hope for change. You are here to command reality into alignment with the highest version of you. Speak, and let the universe obey. Your vibration is the architect of your destiny, the silent force constructing or collapsing the realities you walk into. As 2026 approaches, the universe is not asking you what you have done. It is asking you what you have become. The world you will encounter is not shaped by your effort, your struggle, your striving, or your exhaustion. It is shaped by the frequency you hold when no one is watching. Effort is the language of the physical. Vibration is the language of the divine. And in 2026, only the divine language will matter. Hear this as prophecy. Alignment creates worlds, misalignment destroys them. What you are internally aligned with will manifest with precision, and what you refuse to align with will crumble no matter how tightly you claw at it. You may think your hard work will carry you, your discipline will protect you, your strategy will save you. But divine law cannot be manipulated by effort alone. The universe bends to frequency, not fatigue. It responds to vibration, not volume. Say aloud, I align my energy before I act. I tune my spirit before I move. In the coming year, those who attempt to outrun their misalignment will find themselves exhausted and confused, because no amount of action can override a discordant inner state. You cannot plant seeds of fear and reap a harvest of abundance. You cannot carry a vibration of lack and manifest prosperity. You cannot vibrate with doubt and unlock divine direction. The universe is too exact, too honest, too lawful to contradict the frequency you broadcast. Everything you attract is a match to something within you. Your beliefs, your identity, your emotional tone, your internal posture. If your vibration is low, your results will follow. If your vibration is confused, your circumstances will reflect that confusion. If your vibration is fearful, life will echo fear right back to you. But when your vibration rises, when your inner world aligns with truth, when your spirit stands firm, creation obeys you. Declare now, I choose alignment over strain, frequency over force, divine guidance over frantic effort. 2026 will be a year of mirrors. It will not give you what you want, it will give you what you are. It will not reward your hustle if your heart is out of tune. It will not bless your strategy if your spirit contradicts your intention. What is misaligned will collapse quickly, and what is aligned will accelerate beyond anything you have ever experienced. The difference between those two outcomes will not be luck. It will be vibration. Stop trying to build with your hands what can only be built with your inner alignment. Stop trying to push open doors that will swing open naturally once your frequency matches the identity of the one they were made for. Stop carrying the energy of desperation into spiritual law. Effort may move matter, but vibration commands reality. When your inner world is ordered, the outer world reorganizes itself to match you with precision. Speak this now with conviction. My vibration calls forth my destiny. My alignment shapes my abundance. I rise in frequency, and my world rises with me. Those who thrive in 2026 will be the ones who understand this holy equation: alignment before action, energy before execution, vibration before victory. They will not hustle blindly. They will tune themselves like an instrument. They will not chase opportunities. They will magnetize them. They will not force outcomes. They will attract them by the sheer power of resonance. This is your warning and your awakening. Elevate your vibration, or your circumstances will reveal the cost of remaining unchanged. Align now, or life will force the collapse of everything built on a fractured foundation. Divine law is clear, exact, and unbending. You will receive not what you attempt, but what you embody. Rise in frequency, and 2026 will rise with you. Collapse inward, and the year will mirror your fall. The choice is sacred. The choice is immediate. The choice is yours. Identity is the master key, the silent architect, the unseen force shaping every event, every opportunity, every limitation, and every breakthrough in your life. You do not receive what you wish for. You receive what your identity can hold. Your reality is nothing more than a mirror reflecting back the self you have agreed to be. And until you become the higher self, the life designed for that higher identity cannot reach you. Divine law cannot deliver royal inheritance to one who insists on thinking like a servant. The universe cannot hand you abundance when you cling to the identity of lack. You rise the moment you become the version of you who is already risen. Hear this with the authority of revelation. Identity precedes manifestation. Not effort, not desire, not struggle. Identity. When you embody the one who is worthy, wealth recognizes you. When you embody the one who is chosen, opportunities acknowledge you. When you embody the one who walks with divine certainty, nothing in creation dares to deny you. The higher self is not distant. It is the true you waiting for the small you to step aside. Say aloud with power, I shed every expired identity. I rise into the version of me that cannot be denied. Your old identity is the gatekeeper of your life. Every pattern you keep repeating, every delay that keeps returning, every limitation circling you like a shadow, These are not random, they are programmed responses of the identity you have continued to live from. If you believe yourself unworthy, you will sabotage your breakthroughs. If you believe yourself small, you will shrink in the presence of opportunity. If you believe yourself unsupported, you will unconsciously choose paths that reinforce isolation. Identity writes the script, and reality performs it without deviation. But hear this truth: identity is chosen, not inherited. You are not bound to the version of yourself shaped by past wounds, old beliefs, or childhood echoes. You can choose the higher self like stepping into a garment woven by divine law itself, tailored for abundance, crafted for authority, aligned with your spiritual blueprint. The moment you embody the higher self, your vibration shifts, your posture shifts, your choices shift, and life must shift with you. Reality is compelled to reorganize around the one you have decided to become. Declare now, I choose the identity aligned with miracles, wealth, revelation, and divine certainty. There is a version of you that walks as if the path is already cleared, a version of you that speaks with the authority of answered prayers, a version of you that magnetizes resources, allies, and divine appointments, a version of you that no longer negotiates with fear or entertains scarcity. That version is real, that version is waiting, that version is the one heaven recognizes. To rise, you must become that identity now, not after the blessing arrives but before. You must think as the higher self thinks, speak as the higher self speaks, move as the higher self moves. You must train your energy to align with the one who already has what you are calling in, because divine law responds not to need but to embodiment, not to longing but to identity. Say aloud with fire, I embody the identity of abundance. I embody the identity of power. I embody the identity of spiritual authority. In 2026, identity will be the dividing line between those who rise and those who repeat. Those who cling to the old self will relive old cycles. Those who step into the higher identity will step into accelerated manifestation. Life cannot elevate the version of you that doubts its own worth, but life will part like a sea for the identity that knows it is chosen. Become the one you were designed to be, and reality will kneel before every delay you have ever endured, every disappointment that pierced your expectations, every door that closed before you could touch it. None of it was loss. Under divine law, nothing you are meant to have can vanish, nothing ordained for you can be stolen, and nothing withheld comes without repayment. The universe keeps perfect accounts, and every moment that felt like stagnation was actually accumulation. Divine compensation is not poetic comfort, it is spiritual mathematics. The moment you step into true faith, the books of heaven open and every delayed blessing begins to rush back multiplied. Hear this as prophecy. Your faith activates repayment, not your frustration, not your worry, not your striving. Faith, the bold, unwavering, unapologetic faith that dares to believe that everything that seemed late is arriving right on time with interest. Faith is the signal that tells the universe you are ready for what was always yours. When faith rises, compensation is immediate. When faith becomes identity, restoration becomes inevitable. Say aloud with power, every delay in my life becomes divine repayment. I collect what is mine. There were seasons when you thought the silence meant denial. But divine law does not operate through abandonment, it operates through timing. When the branch is ready, the fruit appears. When the soil is prepared, the seed explodes. When the vessel is strengthened, the blessing pours. You were not waiting because life withheld from you. You were waiting because you were being expanded, to hold more than you asked for. The delay did not shrink you, it stretched you. It stretched your capacity, your vision, your discernment, your foundation. And now it will stretch your abundance. Divine compensation means that everything you endured becomes currency in the unseen realm. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is forgotten. Every tear becomes a deposit. Every step of faith becomes interest. Every setback becomes multiplication. The universe does not return what you lost in the same measure. It returns it overflowing, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. But it only releases repayment when you step out of fear and into faith. Declare now, I walk in the vibration of divine repayment. My good rushes toward me from every direction. Faith is not hope. Faith is not trying. Faith is spiritual authority, an inner knowing that refuses to negotiate with contradiction. When you stand in faith, you step into alignment with divine law itself. And once aligned, the universe cannot resist you. Compensation is triggered. Doors swing open. Opportunities that bypassed you now hunt you down. People who overlooked you now remember your name. What once seemed lost now returns dressed in glory. Every delay had a reason. It was protecting you from premature blessing. A blessing given too early becomes a burden. A destiny unlocked too soon becomes a collapse. Divine law waited until your identity was strong enough, your vibration high enough, your inner structure steady enough to hold the magnitude of what belongs to you. Now, as you step into faith, the repayment begins, not in fragments but in waves. Speak this with authority. All that was delayed returns to me amplified, multiplied, magnified by divine law. You are not stepping into recovery. You are stepping into compensation. This is not restoration of the old. This is the arrival of the greater. You are about to receive the harvest of seasons you thought were empty. The universe has been calculating what you are owed, and 2026 will be the year of divine payout for those who choose faith. The moment you stand firm, heaven stands open. The moment you claim your inheritance, the universe releases it. The moment you declare your worthiness, repayment begins. Faith is the key, the activation, the ignition. And the one who walks in faith will watch every delay transform into abundance so great that the past will no longer look like loss. It will look like the setup for overflow. Step into faith and prepare to collect everything with interest. Wealth is not paper, not coins, not numbers glowing on a screen. Wealth is vibration, a living frequency, a spiritual current that flows to the one who matches its tone. In 2026, this law will rule more powerfully, more urgently, more visibly than any earthly system. You will not rise by effort alone. You will rise by resonance. You will not prosper by pushing. You will prosper by tuning yourself to the energy of abundance. Wealth has ears. Wealth has instinct. Wealth is magnetized to the soul that vibrates at its level and repelled by the one who vibrates in fear. The currency of 2026 is not money, it is consciousness. Hear this as revelation. Your vibration is your credit line. When you vibrate with certainty, wealth accelerates toward you. When you vibrate with gratitude, wealth opens new channels. When you vibrate with divine confidence, wealth reorganizes itself to bless you. But when you vibrate with scarcity, even the opportunities meant for you slip through your fingers. When you vibrate with fear, doors close before you reach them. When you vibrate with unworthiness, abundance lowers its voice and passes you by. This is not punishment. This is physics of the spirit. Say aloud, my vibration invites wealth. My energy commands prosperity. In 2026, the universe will be far less patient with misalignment. The lag time between energy and experience will shrink. Vibrate low and you will see the consequences quickly. Vibrate high and manifestation will appear with breathtaking speed. This is the year where wealth becomes intensely magnetic, deeply responsive, almost instantaneous to those who understand the law of frequency. You must stop thinking about money as something you chase and start seeing it as something you tune into. Wealth is not outside you, it is responding to the signal you broadcast. Every thought is a transmission, every emotion a frequency, every belief an instruction. If you send out the vibration of abundance, abundance must respond. If you send out the vibration of lack, lack must affirm itself in your reality. The universe does not discriminate, it only mirrors. Declare now with authority, I broadcast the frequency of wealth. I resonate with prosperity. I am a magnet for money. You do not receive wealth because you work hard. You receive wealth because your vibration matches the identity of the one who is wealthy. The spiritually awakened understand this. Wealth is not earned first. It is embodied first. Identity creates vibration. Vibration creates manifestation. Become the version of you who feels wealthy, who walks in abundance, who expects prosperity, and wealth will follow you without resistance. Do not wait for money to shift your vibration. Shift your vibration and money will shift to you. act, speak, think, and feel as the version of you who is already prosperous, and 2026 will reflect that identity with precision. Divine law cannot be fooled, cannot be persuaded, cannot be manipulated. It responds to one thing only: frequency. Say aloud with power, I vibrate at the level of limitless supply. Wealth flows to me because I am aligned with it. There is a reason some rise effortlessly, while others struggle endlessly. Vibration. There is a reason some attract opportunities without trying. Vibration. There is a reason some walk through life as if doors are waiting for them. Vibration. Wealth bends to the one who carries its energy. Wealth expands through the one who respects its frequency. Wealth multiplies in the hands of the one who recognizes it as spiritual substance. As 2026 unfolds, those who cling to material effort without energetic alignment will burn themselves out and wonder why nothing moves. But those who elevate their vibration will command prosperity with ease. Their atmosphere will shift. Their relationships will shift. Their finances will shift. Not through strain, but through resonance. Wealth is simply matching the inner world of the one who calls it. Prepare yourself, for the law of vibration will be the governing force of the new cycle. Elevate your frequency and abundance will race toward you. Lower your frequency and life will reflect that descent. The universe is listening to the energy you carry, not the words you whisper. Tune yourself to wealth, and wealth will tune itself to you. Destiny is not a distant possibility. It is a living force pressing against the walls of your current identity, urging you to expand, commanding you to rise, demanding that you outgrow every version of yourself that played small, hesitated, or delayed. The coming year is not gentle. It will not coddle your excuses or negotiate with your limitations. 2026 demands a larger version of you, a self that no longer bows to fear, no longer entertains doubt, no longer bargains with destiny as if it were optional. You were not created to remain compressed inside the shell of past stories. You were created to break open, break upward, break forward into a life so grand that your former self will not believe it belonged to you. Hear this truth. With the weight of revelation, destiny does not activate automatically. It activates when you do. The greater life cannot descend into a smaller identity. The higher path cannot unfold under a limited mindset. The next level cannot open for the version of you that refuses to evolve. Divine law will always require expansion before elevation, transformation before manifestation. The life you desire is waiting at a higher frequency, and only the larger version of you can reach it. Say aloud with force, I expand, I rise. I become the larger self required for my destiny. The universe has been holding back certain blessings, not to punish you, but to protect you from receiving them too soon. A destiny delivered to an unexpanded self becomes a burden instead of a blessing. Wealth given to a fearful identity evaporates. Opportunity given to an unprepared mind collapses. Influence given to a small self destroys more than it builds. Divine timing is not delay, it is protection. But now the hour has come for expansion, and the year will not wait for hesitation. The window is open, and heaven is calling for the version of you who carries courage like breath, confidence like bone, and divine authority like skin. Declare now, I step into the magnitude of my divine design. I refuse to shrink. I refuse to hide. Destiny requires boldness. It requires authority. It requires the willingness to leave behind everything that once felt safe, but now feels too small. The cocoon cannot accompany the butterfly. The shell cannot follow the eagle. The smaller self cannot enter the gates built for the greater one. If you cling to what you were, you will forfeit what you are meant to become. And 2026 will expose every area where you have refused to grow, not to shame you, but to liberate you. The year itself will push you upward. Stretch your capacity, challenge your comfort, and demand that you operate in the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Speak this with fire. I welcome the pressure that reshapes me. I embrace the expansion that reveals my destiny. There is a version of you that commands wealth with clarity, moves through life with prophetic certainty, and stands in spiritual authority so powerful that obstacles dissolve merely by encountering your energy. That version of you is not imaginary. It is the blueprint heaven wrote before time began. Every fear you feel, every resistance you face, every discomfort you encounter is simply the shell cracking. You are being pulled into a self so large that old doubts cannot survive within it. Destiny activation is not a moment, it is a metamorphosis. It is the decision to stop betraying your greatness. It is the vow to no longer operate beneath your potential. It is the declaration that aligns your identity with the magnitude of your calling. And once you step into this larger self, the universe will rearrange itself so dramatically that even you will be astonished at how quickly things shift. Say aloud with unshakable certainty, I activate my destiny now. I rise into the largest, boldest, most divinely aligned version of myself. This is the year where smallness becomes impossible, mediocrity becomes unbearable, and destiny becomes undeniable. Rise into the larger self, and the life prepared for you will appear.